good evening. Thanks for joining us and welcome to WHOV News. I'm Leslie Gooden.
And I'm Desmond Smalley. Tonight we celebrate great Hampton traditions and welcome a few special guests to Scripps Howard.
We kicked off the academic school year with opening convocation.
So let's get to it. Parents flooded campus in honor of Parents Weekend, making it a family affair, attending events like home football game, family cookout, and the parents' dance.
But the main event was opening convocation to celebrate our graduating seniors. WHOV correspondent Margie Merritt has the story.
In full graduation regalia, the class of 2015 made their first appearance as graduating seniors as they processed into Ogden Hall. Every September, the graduating seniors march into Ogden Hall for opening convocation. This event marks the beginning of a new school year and the last the seniors will spend here on campus. The program included Senior Class President Andrew Williams and President Harvey's presentation of the Edward L. Ham Senior Teaching Award. Keynote speaker Jarrett Carter, the founding editor of HBCU Digest, charged the seniors to push through the rest of the year.
Hamptonians, we are in the age of innovation. And for our people, this is the moment where we will either speed ahead on the merit of our own creativity, melanin, and intellect, or be pushed further back into the remnants of an identified place in this society.
So what does it mean to other students?
It means a lot to me to see the older seniors and the older ogres be able to, graduate and step forth on this new journey that they're going to be on, and then know that I will be in the same position as them in a couple years.
As we're going to travel on this long road into May, it's help us get focused and help us enjoy the moment that we have shared with Hamptonians and future Hamptonians, and to get back to the freshman class.
Margie Merritt, WHOV News.
After years of going to opening convocation and just watching, it felt great to finally put on my cap and gown and walk in with my class as a graduating senior.
Lucky you, as a freshman, I still have a long ways to go.
You sure do. Last week was filled with excitement. 12 ladies and 8 gentlemen competed for the titles of Miss Hampton and Mr. Pirate. John Collier, a senior from Detroit, Michigan, is our new Mr. Pirate, and Joy Parker, a junior from Washington, D.C., is our new Miss Hampton. We here at WHOV News would like to congratulate you both and wish you the best of luck. And also be sure to catch Miss Hampton, Mr. Pirate, and the Royal Court at Coronation during Homecoming Week.
And who would know the latest on homecoming? That could only be our SGA president, Lawrence Rigby. How are you today, Lawrence?
I'm doing well, Desmond and Leslie. It's a pleasure to be here with both of you.
Okay, so Lawrence, tell us, what are your goals for this academic school year?
Well, starting with the school year, we have a number of goals in SGA, one of them being the Student Support Lab, which is a 24-hour center for students to go and fax, copy, print, and even a student lounge area in there, and that's essential to us as a student body. We're also looking at impacting our environment. I think Hampton University needs to become more environmentally conscious. This is our home by the sea, and we want it here for years to come. And we don't ever want to come back and see it become our home in the sea. And so making sure that our environment is intact is a part of our Hampton responsibility.
Okay. Now that you're president, what 3 qualities are needed to fulfill a high position such as yourself?
I just think with any leadership position, actually, I think that the leader must be dedicated and understand the concerns of the people he or she hopes to represent. I think that's the main thing. Secondly, you must always be paying attention. Things happen, you have to be able to multitask. You're working on one task and something else comes up which becomes more of a priority.
So, our past president, Daquan, I know there's some big shoes to fill. Mm-hmm. So what are some challenges you've had? I know there were some issues with Thoughtland.
Well, first of all, let me just say that I am a fan of wearing my own shoes. Daquan did a wonderful job during his time as SGA president in terms of laying the foundation for me to build on as his successor. As it relates to the Thoughtland controversy, as I would like to call it now, it was SGA's attempt of trying to connect to the campus with a pop culture reference. Obviously, some members of the campus didn't particularly like that, and I've been refrained or pretty much told now that I'm not responsible for planning parties anymore. So from there, we will go forward with it.
Yeah, I understand. I know some people felt like it degraded women, but what is your ideal Hampton woman?
Oh, that's a very, very good question. Hampton women are very, very talented. Has so many qualities. I think she's independent. I think she's a critical thinker, and I think she's dedicated.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of people here in Scripps.
Well, thanks, Lawrence, for the time. Taking time out of your busy schedule to come visit us here at WHOV, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, and you guys do a wonderful job representing our campus.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me.
Lawrence, Bud, before you go, we gotta ask you, who are the guest celebrities for homecoming? While you're on your phone.
You know, I was toying around this idea, and I thought I'll give you guys an exclusive. So for homecoming this year, 2014 homecoming, we're going to have Elle Varner, we're going to have Shy Glizzy, Troy Ave, and Mac Wiles. So those are the names of the homecoming artists that will join us in our first annual Baychella this school year.
Baychella, I like that idea. I like it a
Thank
lot.
you.
Yeah, so.
We got the exclusive here at WHOV, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And also follow HUHC 1868 on Twitter and Instagram, everybody.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Thank you.
The 11th annual Drive for Diversity Combined was a perfect blend of learning, experience, and fun. The event kicked off Monday, where students had the opportunity to test drive race car simulators. Later on in the day, students got to ask tough questions as the reporters in a mock press conference with some of the race car drivers. Now, being from North Carolina, NASCAR is a huge thing there, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All right. Now, earlier this week, Scripps Howard welcomed Google. The multinational corporation came to talk to students about jobs and internship opportunities. Google hosted a few semesters and even bought a few gifts to give away. I had the privilege and honor to sit and chat with Googlers, Chastity Wells, and former Hampton alumni and Leadership Institute, Catherine Johnson, on what it takes to be a prospective employee.
That's so interesting. You said NASCAR is a big thing. Have you ever driven NASCAR or anything like that?
Never. Well, let's take a look.
Look for. So leadership, ability to communicate your impact. Are you a good fit for the company? We have this idea of Googliness, which is very real.
Special thanks to the multinational corporation for coming out to our home by the sea.
And now we have more on the world of business with our Bloomberg correspondent, Robin and Pete.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Are you tired of taking a cab everywhere? Well, Uber is the next big thing. All you have to do is install the app and someone will pick you up. Amazing, right? From the friendly and speedy service and even cheaper fares, you can see why people are leaving taxi services. Well, taxi drivers aren't really having that. Since 40% of riders have left taxi services for Uber, Yellow Cab is warning you that Uber drivers are receiving terrible reviews. The Better Business Bureau gave Uber an F, and Yellow Cab thinks everyone should know in hopes of receiving its customers back. If you thought pre-ordering your iPhone was hard, then just imagine what the people in China are going through. iPhone 6 pre-ordering has shot way off the charts. Last year, Bloomberg surveyed the iPhone 5C and 5S and felt that the iPhone 6 would be a bust. But were they wrong? Ever since pre-ordering became available in China last Friday, an overwhelming amount of iPhones have been ordered. Over 20 million have pre-ordered in not even a week. The Bloomberg report says that without a doubt, iPhone pre-orders in China will surpass the numbers here in America. But Apple didn't stop there. Today, they unveiled a new iPad, actually two, and a new iMac. So you can go and pre-order these today at midnight Pacific time. The popular messaging app Snapchat is currently under fire for sharing users' locations and collecting their address books without consent. Snapchat's failure to secure its Find Friends feature resulted in security breaches, which led hackers to compile over 4.6 million usernames and numbers. Take a look at what the Business Insider had to say on security breach. A third-party Snapchat client app has been collecting every single photo and video file sent through it for years, giving hackers access to a 13-gigabyte library of Snapchats that users thought had been deleted. The Federal Trade Commission has issued an administrative complaint, with each violation resulting in a civil penalty of $16,000.
Whoa, I didn't know that Apple was having so much big, come on, let's get this.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with Apple now, and there's just more things to come, apparently, like the new watch and Apple Pay.
Oh, you're right.
So there's a lot happening right now.
Apple's going to take over the world.
I think they pretty
Soon
much
enough they
are.
will. Now let's take a look at what's going on across the nation.
Our first story focuses on the Ebola epidemic. With the number of outbreaks increasing, Ebola has brought a boost in emergency supplies. Many people are taking caution to try and stay away from the virus. This includes protection kits, rubber gloves, surgical masks, and plastic suits. But as a precaution, we encourage everyone to take a look at this video.
How do you get Ebola? Blood and bodily fluids such as saliva, semen, feces, and vomit. But you have to have direct contact, an open wound, unprotected sex, that sort of thing. Or you can get it from contaminated needles and syringes. That's why doctors and nurses who treat victims are more at risk. You won't get Ebola by breathing it in. It's not spread through air or through water, or for the most part by eating foods that's been contaminated. Those that handle the meat of wild animals in Africa may be at risk. But if you come in contact with the blood or bloody fluids of any infected animals, then you may get it. And there's this: you're not contagious unless showing symptoms. And that's the facts of Ebola.
There is still an interest in Ferguson, Missouri. Protesters took the streets this past weekend in what was called the Weekend of Resistance. The event consisted of 4 days of demonstration, discussions, and civil disobedience. The event centered on the 18-year-old Michael Brown, who was shot in the back by police officer Darren Wilson. Wilson has not been charged for the murder. Now, across the nation, people are still protesting and raising awareness about what happened in Ferguson.
That's right, Desmond.
And the tragedy in Ferguson has led to the Hands Up, Don't Shoot movement. Everyone is posing in pictures with their hands up as a statement, even here at Hampton. Their freshman class took a picture to support the movement.
When we come back, see what celebrity had a run-in with the police.
And our Lady Powers are attacking the net. Theo Dorsey has the updates.
And Shelter Pets makes Super Pets. Your new best friend will steal your heart, bring you happiness, and enrich your life for years to come. You can make a difference in the life of an animal. Adopt and bring home a Shelter Pet today. To find out more, visit theshelterpetproject.org.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
That's low. That's low.
Look, he's blushing.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Now, let's find out what's going on in entertainment.
Dekayan Dennis is here to fill us in on the latest news. Dekayan?
Thanks, Leslie and Desmond. You know, there's never a dull moment in the entertainment world. So much has happened over the weekend, but don't worry, I'm going to fill everyone in on the top stories of this week. We're not having how they said it would. Over the weekend, rapper Waka Flocka was arrested for carrying a handgun into an Atlanta airport without a permit. But before you start thinking he's a bad person, Flocka's wife, Tammy Rivera, is saying the whole thing was just a mix-up. The MCM backpack Flocka used as a carry-on was actually hers, along with the registered gun. Rivera spoke out saying her husband accidentally took her bag because he has the exact same one. But all of this confusion did not stop Flocka from being charged with carrying a weapon in a prohibited place. He was taken to a county jail where he spent more than 2 hours. New artist Bobby Shmurda has everyone doing the shmoney dance. In a matter of months, the rapper has gone from YouTube sensation to Billboard artist. He held a flash mob in New York City Friday before making his debut on TV on The Tonight Show. He invited fans to come do the popular dance and have a good time. T-shirts were given out and signs were made to promote his single. About 100 people came to show their support and get a signed autograph. Bobby stepped into the center of the crowd to sing, dance, and take pictures with his fans. After hanging out, Bobby performed his hot single, Hot Boy, on Jimmy Fallon's stage. For 10 weeks, Hot Boy has been on the Billboard charts and has now peaked at number 12. And now the secret is out. Singers Jason Derulo and Charlie XCX announced the 5 categories for nominees for the American Music Awards on Monday's Good Morning America. Favorite female nominees are Iggy Azalea, Lorde, and Katy Perry. Favorite male nominees include John Legend, Sam Smith, and Pharrell Williams. And some of the nominees for Artist of the Year are Iggy Azalea again, Beyonce, of course, John Legend, and Pharrell Williams. This year, Iggy Azalea leads with 6 nominations. You can see the full list of nominees on the AMA's website. And another popular award shows, the Oscars, has just announced that their new host is going to be Neil Patrick Harris, so you should look out for that as well. In 2013, Beyonce shut down the Super Bowl. Literally, she shut it down. This year, Bruno Mars had the crowd going crazy, and now it's Katy Perry's turn to give her performance of a lifetime. Entertainment correspondent Shia Staten has more on the story.
That Katy Perry will be performing at the upcoming Super Bowl, beating out artists like Rihanna and Coldplay. I'm going to go into the Student Center and talk to the student body about what they think about the NFL's choice. Do you know who's going to be performing for the upcoming Super Bowl?
Katy Perry, right?
Yeah, so how do you feel about that?
I don't really like it. I think they need to bring back Beyonce.
I think Katy Perry is good for the Super Bowl this year. I mean, she's young, she's still vibrant. She has a huge fan base, so I feel like that she's a good pick for this year's Super Bowl.
Last year, Beyonce shocked the crowd when she brought former Destiny's Child members Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams to the stage. And Bruno Mars got the crowd pumped with his high-energy, American-themed performance at this year's Super Bowl. After hearing Katy Perry would be next year's halftime entertainment, 2 students commented on her ability to follow up previous performances. So do you feel like she's a good follow-up to Bruno Mars from last year?
Yeah, definitely. She'll probably definitely be better than Bruno Mars, if not the same. Definitely that's a good follow-up.
I feel like she won't be interesting to all viewers maybe. She'll be hard to follow Beyonce and some of the other performers that have been at the Super Bowl before.
There were some mixed opinions from the students, but overall, it was understood that Katy Perry would have huge shoes to fill. Shia Staten, WHOV News.
Well, Katy Perry sure does have some big shoes to fill. What do you all think?
Definitely. I don't think anyone can top Beyonce.
Yeah, well, you know, Queen Bee always shuts it down.
So. Yes, to. It's Queen Bee.
But thanks for having me. I'll be back next week with the entertainment news.
Awesome.
Thank you. Mother Nature can't quite decide what season she wants to be in. We'll hear from Eric after the break.
Hey, Leslie, what do you call a Hampton student 5 years after graduation?
A boss.
One Hamptonian is starting out early.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
I can't seem to save anything. I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds. Stop the texts. Stop the wrecks. Visit us at stoptextsstopwrecks.org.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Desmond, I don't know about you, but this weather is out of control.
I can say it is kind of bipolar, but it was just summer not too long ago, and now it feels like winter. Hopefully, Eric has some good updates for us.
Guys, this has been a crazy weather week in the Hampton Roads area. From bone-chilling temperatures to short weather to rain boots and umbrellas. Don't fret anymore because I am here to fill you in on what to expect this weekend and for next week. Let's take a look at your temperatures around the nation, starting in Los Angeles. They are seeing temperatures in the mid-70s to upper 80s. This weekend, they will have more envious, beautiful weather with temperatures approaching upper 80s. Wow. Next stop is the Windy City, Chicago. They are experiencing temperatures in the mid-50s. Chi-Town is staying true to its name because they will be seeing winds up to 21 miles per hour this weekend. And if you are in New York for the weekend, you picked the right time. New Yorkers will see beautiful fall weather with highs in the upper 60s. Now, keep your jackets handy because as you approach nightfall, you will drop as low as 43 degrees. Enjoy. Now, the last city is my personal favorite, Atlanta. This week, now they have been seeing a cold front and seeing temperatures in the low 50s, but they won't stay bundled up for long. This weekend, they will see temperatures as high as 77 degrees. Going back to their name, Hotlanta. Now let's take a look at your Hampton Roads forecast. Yesterday we saw highs in the lower 80s, but that was blocked by a mixture of fog and weather. Today was a much better day with temperatures in the mid 70s with no rain. Tonight we are looking at a low of 56 degrees and a mostly clear sky. For your weekend, get this. You can expect to see beautiful fall weather. What a change, right? Plan for highs in the mid to upper 70s with almost sunny skies and a 0% chance of rain. Next week, expect a slight drop with temperatures in the 60s. So make sure you grab a cardigan or a light jacket before going off to work or class. Now, that's all for your weather, but you know I can't just leave you without giving you something to look forward to. This weekend, NASA is gearing up for a close encounter with a comet this weekend. On October 19th, Comet Siding Spring will pass within 87,000 miles of Mars, which is roughly 1/3 the distance between Earth and the Moon. Siding Spring will be traveling at speeds of, get this, 126,000 miles per hour and should be closest to Mars around 2 p.m. So for all you astrology lovers, this is the perfect time to visit the planetarium. You're welcome. As always, I'm Eric Perry, the man with the weather plan. Lesla Desmond, back to you.
All right. The Pirates set sail in Maryland this week. Find out more from our sports correspondent, Theo.
The freshmen have come to camp and just taken us by storm. Find out the unique talents of one of our very own baby ogres after the break.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Ah, listen now. Can you hear the bluebirds? Oh, look up now. Can you feel the sun?
This is my computer.
This is your computer. Let's go on the internet.
Let's go. Click it.
Yes.
Okay.
Eye cursor in between the R and the E. Pressing down, I want you to just push the period.
She's gonna love me all over again now.
That's it. Jamaica, here you come.
Here we go.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. And I did it by myself. Feel smarter.
So, Leslie, have you been keeping up with the latest in sports?
Well, maybe just a little bit, but I know we definitely have a lot going on.
Sure. I know it's okay. That's why we have our sports expert, Brandon Theodorsey, with us.
Theo, what do you have for us? What's up? What's going on?
Well, from our athletics right here at our home by the sea to even the fast and furious world of NASCAR, we got tons to cover, so let's get right to it. Our Hampton University sailing team finished 8th in the Tom Curtis Regatta this past weekend. Cristina Ortiz Vivas and Albert Toledo finished 2nd in the B division with 42 points. Jelani McCarthy, and Miles Braden sailed in the Division A, tallying 114 points. The Pirates had a total of 156 points. Georgetown, however, won the regatta with 38 points, and the Pirates returned to the sea on October 25th and 26th to compete in the Webb Open at Christopher Newport University. Well, our Karen Weatherington began her tenure as head coach of the Lady Pirates volleyball team last year. Instant success ensued. I caught up with HU Volleyball to get a glimpse of 2014 expectations. Take a look. If winning a championship is a hill climb, defending one is a journey up Mount Everest. But the Lady Pirates don't fear the tall task.
When I first got here, the team talked a lot about winning 2 back-to-back championships.
The Lady Pirates prevailed last year, but this year the stakes have been raised.
Probably the difference from last year is that everyone is up for us.
And rightfully so. Hampton received 23 out of 26 preseason MEAC first place votes.
Now we are the Hampton, and I think people are giving everything in the game against us, which feels good. I mean, they're scared, they respect us.
And the 5'6" junior Alyssa Medina knows just how important those more intricate parts can be to the whole.
Coach always says success is in the details. It's the little things that matter, basically, to her, and that all adds up to, winning a championship is the little things that you do.
The reigning MEAC Player of the Year is confident that Weatherington's sentiments will prevail. She says if they follow the coach's lead,
we are unbeatable.
They are currently undefeated, 5-0 in the MEAC, and if they do repeat as MEAC champions,
oh, that's gonna feel like bang, just, I don't know, really emotional and really full of energy, even though it's gonna be probably really tiring at the end of the season. The energy is gonna come from nowhere. It's just gonna burst out.
Brandon Theodorsey, WHOV Sports. It's that time of the year once again, Hampton Nation. The annual Battle of the Bay football game will take place this Saturday at 1 p.m. when the Norfolk State Spartans travel right on down I-64 to take on our Pirates at Armstrong Stadium. The matchup marks the 52nd meeting between the interstate rivals, with the all-time series tied at 25 wins, 25 losses, and 1 tie. Both sides look to build momentum Be sure to go out and support our Pirates as they look to earn this year's bragging rights and take home that W for the 3rd straight year. Well, NASCAR representatives were on campus this week to present their Drive for Diversity campaign. Students learned about potential career opportunities, enjoyed free food, that's always good, and experienced how it feels to be on the track firsthand through video game simulators. NASCAR also explained the steps the organization is taking to make a racing more diverse atmosphere. That's what's happening in the world of sports this week. Be sure to come out to Holland Hall at 8 p.m. for Hampton's Midnight Madness. That's the start of the basketball season.
Unfortunately, I will not be there this weekend. I'm going back home to North Carolina. What about you, Leslie?
I won't be there either, but I'll be there in spirit.
Okay, well, I will be there in person.
Well, Desmond, this past week I had the pleasure to interview one of the Hampton's rising authors, Chantel. It was such a delight to see her sharing her talents and giving back to the school. Let's take a look at that.
Early childhood is one of the most critical stages of development in an individual's life. Young author freshman Chantel Song Bembry has made it her goal to teach life lessons and to bring joy to kids through her children's stories.
The whole series is about these kids learning how to get along and become friends in school. It's very funny, but I teach life lessons such as being respectful to others who are different from you and just learning how to get along with other people.
Bembry has recently shared her talents on campus by reading her books at the Child Development Center to a classroom full of students from ages 3 to 5. She read various excerpts from her series, The Honey Bunch Kids, to show the importance of reading.
I started a literacy campaign where I would go into different schools and libraries and churches and speak to kids on the importance of literacy and how reading can help them become a successful student.
When speaking with the students, Bembry shared what inspired her to write a book for children of color.
No book that shows African American kids interacting with one another in a school setting. So that is when I decided to self-publish the book I wrote in camp, and this is what the self-published book looks like.
The Child Development Center here at Hampton University not only puts down the foundation for these tiny tots, but also for current Hamptonian Miss Chantel as she embarks on her journey as an entrepreneur and author.
Leslie Gooden, WHOV News.
You know, Chantel is great. She is awesome. She's just bound to succeed.
She really is. We gotta watch out for her.
Always.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Leslie Gooden.
And I'm Desmond Smalley. On behalf of the entire WHOV News Watch team, join us again next week and have a great night.